Hi, for my English 105 Humanities presentation, I'm going to focus on my trip over to the Ackland Art Museum. Um, I decided to go over there and look at the Southern and Western Asian exhibit. They have a bunch of exhibits now, modern art in their collection that they have permanently, but I decided to focus on the Asian artwork because I took a comparative religions class last year and I wanted to look at the Buddhist artwork. They also had artwork from Hinduism and Islam, and they focused on the Buddha, Vishnu, Shiva, Ganesha, and other religious figures. And the gallery was sorted by time period, so it was pretty easy to navigate. And the artifacts were made of different materials such as bronze, terracotta, clay, sandstone. But I decided to focus on bronze because it was interesting to see how it weathered throughout time. You could see when it kind of turned green. And the first Buddha that I looked at was the seated Buddha. And the seated Buddha was by an artist that's unknown because it's so old, and it was probably developed in the 17th to early 18th century, and it was from the Ayutthaya time period, which is a time period in Buddhism. And what was interesting about this Buddha was he had one of his hands in a resting position in his lap, and the other hand was pointing downward, and this is the calling of the earth symbol. And this statue was also turning green, so you could tell that it was older. And the second Buddha that I focused on was just the Buddha's head, and it was from the same time period as the first one, but it was a different kind of bronze. And it had a little pointy top, which I thought was interesting, but I looked more into the story behind that, and it's because it had a little flame up top, and that was in recognizing the Buddha encountering the Enlightenment, which is the ultimate goal of Buddhism through a multi-step process. And the third Buddha was from a little bit earlier, 13th century, and it was a more detailed version of the first Buddha. So it was the calling the earth scene, and it had a smaller Buddha in the middle, but then surrounding the Buddha were little depictions of Buddhist pilgrimage sites in northern India. And this one was very, very detailed, so only experts on Buddhism would really understand what it was talking about. This one was also bronze, so you can see a common theme in the Buddhist artwork. And I recommend this art museum because it gave me a greater appreciation for different religions, and I also think that the Ackland did a good job of displaying it in a way for people who aren't as familiar with this kind of artwork to understand, because they did it by time period, and they provided a little synopsis for each piece, which was really helpful. It would tell you the year and the artist and what material it was made out of. And I think that this exhibition is very important to the Chapel Hill community because, like I said earlier, it gives people an appreciation for the range of religions that we have. And I think that Chapel Hill is lucky to have the Ackland Art Museum. Thank you.